it's a great feeling when you see the lights come on. When the lights come on, sometimes, just sometimes, the best players, the best coaches, guess what they are? They're at their absolute very best when the lights come on. And this young lady who we're about to apply to the screen, she's showing at a young age to be one of the best and brightest when the lights come on. Yeah, I know it's different. I never do things traditionally because I'm not a traditional guy. And tradition will kill you sometimes. Don't be afraid to be you. That'll be different. If you never make it into the clouds, you never know what the heavens look like. And you never can sit atop with the sun and see all the beautiful rays that come through. Prep News family, please, please, I'm not begging you, but just please welcome me and welcoming our guest for this afternoon, Miss Brynnan Boyd, St. Thomas More High School. What's up, B?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm super awesome.
Good, good.
How was school today?
It was good. Very long. Ready to be done.
Not ready to be done. Done, or just done?
Done with this year.
If you don't come back next year, you won't be able to experience the greatness that's gonna happen, right?
Right. I'm gonna come back. I just need a little break.
Little break.
Yeah.
What was let's talk about academics real quick. You are a
Sophomore.
what
Go-
kind of student?
Hardworking. I don't like to fail. I like to pass all my tests. I like to have all A's and B's, no C's. C's don't go well in the family. It's even though even though Brad was the smartest, but
Even though who wasn't the smartest?
my dad.
All right, then. You know what I
But
told you about that.
but my mom, she's on top of herself.
Your mom is like a 4.9 GPA student.
Literally, no B's, no nothing.
I
Always.
know it's crazy when you know a kid's parents and like your mom is borderline genius.
Talk about
How much of the academic standards have you attained and retained from your mom, and how cool is it to be able to, if you're having a problem with an assignment, to be able to go to your parents and say, hey, I need help with this, and know that you're getting good quality stuff?
I'm just thankful that they're helpful. I mean, like some parents, you ask them a question, they don't know nothing. But, both smart. You go to them about anything, school, anything. Um, More my mom than my dad though. Dad's kind of basketball, mom academics more. But they're both really helpful and they just help me to push myself harder throughout school and sports at the same time. That's really it.
What's your favorite subject in school right now?
Definitely math.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking more of science or something. I've known you since you were a small girl in the gym, throwing the ball at people and then take off, break out running.
Yeah.
Uh, how much has the game offered to you that you use in your everyday life right now?
It's offered me a lot. Start with friendships, like you make a bunch of friends through sports, and continuing to just compete. And I love to compete, so it helps a lot.
We'll get to competing later. When you look at the fact um, that you grew up in the gym, what's been your biggest motivational factor of trying to help grow? And tell me if this is a little too tough. I think you can handle it. But what's been your biggest motivational factor in growing your game in the manner that you take pride in your academics?
Um, well, like always they always tell me that if I don't make good grades then I can't play sports. So just knowing that always puts a like chip on my shoulder that I have to make good grades to be able to push myself in basketball as well. Because if I don't make good grades, then can't play basketball. So it's definitely like a chip on my shoulder knowing that, and it's a good chip too because it helps me push myself harder throughout school and basketball as well.
My nose is shining, B. That's not a good look. Um, where'd you get your love for the game from?
Well, always being in the gym, starting with my grandpa at the university and my dad coaching, my mom
Time
coaching.
out. Time out. Tell us about your granddad. Who's your granddad?
My grandpa's Gary Broadhead. He's the head girls basketball coach at the University of Lafayette. Um, and my dad coaches at Westgate, and my mom runs a biddy program as well in Youngsville.
How much? How, is this a fair question? Just say no. It's not going to be a fair question. How much do you really know about the game of basketball?
I know a good bit. I mean, there's probably a bunch more that I could know, but
Are you a cheat sheet?
mm-mm,
Not a cheat sheet yet.
no, not yet.
Do you see things on the court before they happen? How many times um, are you seeing 3 4 seconds ahead of what's going on?
Throughout the game, more like when I'm on the bench watching, which when I do come out the game, sitting on the bench and watching, I can tell. But during the game, I just play like not too much about. I mean, I'm worried about the next move, but at the same time, I don't really see nothing like ahead. I just play.
When you think about this process, and again, we all like, man, I love the game so much. How much love and attention have you gave to preparing yourself to be better every single day during the off season?
A lot. Going to the gym after school, before school sometimes. Working out, AAU, training, all a bunch of hours in the gym. Also outside the gym too, just working on getting faster, stronger, stuff like that.
You know, I know you don't start. You're faster.
I'm getting faster.
you, you, you remember when we used to race? Still can't beat me.
Where?
At Southside.
You never beat me. Not one day.
What?
Mm-mm. You're thinking of the wrong person. Wrong person, not
I
me.
only raced 2 people at Southside.
Who was the other one?
Well, 3. You, Andy K, and I think she was number 11.
11.
Uh,
Speaking of Andy
her
K,
dad used to keep the clock.
I'm trying to think.
Hey, who's that?
Hey, Andy K.
Who's that?
Cobra, we're on an interview.
Hi. Hey, Charlie.
All right, take the dog. Get out.
No, that Brynnan. Mom, so we have to fold all.
Andy, come back in a few.
Okay.
Go. Take the dog.
What do I have to do?
Get out.
And come and back and do over here.
Yeah. A little bit.
Wait, do what?
Deal with every day. Every day. Take the dog. Go.
Stop. Do da.
Shut the door. Go now.
I can't grab.
All right.
The trials of being a big sister.
This is every day. Every single day. Get out here.
So let's get back to business, Miss Brynnan. So when you get to the point of working on being bigger, stronger, faster, and something stumps you, who are you calling first?
Definitely my dad. Biggest supporter. He always pushes me to be harder, be better. He's always tough on me as well, so that it goes a long way as well.
In ending your sophomore year of high school, Um, you're at St. Thomas More. What is with St. Thomas More having such a winning tradition of winning? What was your first thoughts um, in meeting your head coach and your teammates, and what were your fears if you had any?
My fears are not fitting in. Coming from Southside to SDM was a big change. School wise, well, definitely different types of people. I thought it was gonna be easy at first, but it wasn't. School was hard. Basketball, they pushed you way harder. And I just had to adapt to that type of environment as the one.
What's been the biggest thing you've learned from your coach, then from your teammates, your senior leadership teammates, uh, and then about yourself as a young hooper?
From my coach, that he's always gonna push me. He's always gonna try to make me the best player that I could possibly be. The senior leaders, they do the same thing. Push. They're always hard on us. They're always tough. Everybody just wants to win. Everybody wants to win at SCM, which at Southside they want to win, but at STM it's a different type of want to win. They don't like to lose. I don't like to lose as well.
uh, seeing being at STM and seeing the boys program have traditionally been juggernauts. Uh, how much, not only for you but for the school, is being the best team on the floor every time you take the floor? How important is that to you?
It's very important. It's also tough because everybody wants to beat them. Everybody wants to beat us. So everybody plays 100% harder. The games are always tougher no matter who you're playing. You could be playing a bad team and they still come out because they want to beat us so bad, which is tough.
When you look at um, your schedule, uh, you can't change district. The district is what it is. But in the non-district games, what type of games are you looking for? What type of teams are you looking to see if coach has scheduled? And what does it mean to you as far as preparation for building towards getting prepared for state playoffs?
Whenever the schedule comes out, I always look for the tougher teams because playing trash teams doesn't make us any better. Playing the tougher teams was always prepares us for the playoffs. When we played Lafayette High the first game at Lafayette High, it wasn't too bright for us. Really good team. Really, I mean, we knew we would meet back up with them in the semifinal game, which we ended up doing. Um, they ended up beating us, but it made us a better team. From the first time we played them to the second time, the preparation was way better. We played more as a team, even though we lost in the end. It was a better experience the second time than the first time.
I want to tell you this before we finish. It's no shame in losing to the state champion.
Right,
None at all.
right, and
You didn't lose to a team that didn't go on to win the state championship. They were that good for a reason. So it's no shame in that. Um, looking at the process of, again, we're at this competing stage now, and you're gonna have tough games. You're gonna have intermediate games. You're gonna have easy games. Now that you're gonna be one of the senior laden leaders, are you a vocal enough leader to where you're gonna go and say, "Hey, coach, can we maybe go play in this tournament, or can we go here, or can we go here, or whatever coach does, you just live with."
most of the time, whatever he does, I live with. But sometimes, like we asked him to go to the team camp this summer, and he put us in it. I think we play one day, but there's the top teams in the state. Everybody's going, so it should be a good experience. Me and another sophomore, Blair McCauley, we work good together. I mean, we've been playing since we were in Biddy. And it's always good to like reunite and play with her as well, again as well. We asked him to go to that team camp. He put us in it, and he's just as excited as we are this year.
Right. How can you take this upcoming off season and manipulate? I know is probably definitely not the right word, but basketball and athletics as a whole, it's more of a mental process in building mental toughness, building your body, building your skill set. How do you manipulate yourself to work harder now that you're older and you have a really great mindset of what it takes to be one of the better kids in the state? You got to see a Markayla, you got to see a Jada Ricard, you got to see, some of the really great girls um, in your region as well as in the state.
I just know people. I mean, it's all mental, like you said. I just know people around me will always push me at STM. During summer workouts, it's hard, but it's always good to know that while I'm doing all this, I'm also making myself a better person and better at sports as well. And knowing that we have to step up because we lost three of our starters from last year also helps me keep going as well. Knowing that I have to step up for our team this year.
Growing up, again, you're on the top side of high school now, being that you're going into your junior year. Who are some of the people that you've looked at and tried to pattern your game after, or are you trying to build your own unique skill set to where the younger kids growing up in your region will say, hey, man, I'd love to be able to play as Brynnan does?
Well, I watch my mom and dad's film all the time. I love how my mom played and then my dad shoot the ball. So I get that from that. But I also do want younger kids to look up to me and say, I wish I could play like her, you know?
Right. Uh, Lafayette High is still their problem, period. uh, how do you mentally um, challenge your teammates to surpass who you were as a team as a whole last year, to be prepared to face Lafayette High this year? What's one of the primary keys, if you know?
Well, we just have to move on. Last year's last year, this year's this year. We just have to work hard as a team. We have to play together. We have to trust each other. And I mean, they're going to be good. So we just have to know that and just play our best game, play our game.
Um, Anybody you want to say hi to? Um, Give a virtual high five to
So I have to shout out my dad.
Brad Boy basketball. he's gonna text me about that.
Most definitely.
Anybody else?
My mom, nobody else really. All my coaches, supporters, stuff like that.
I'm a fan.
And you too. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, it's cool. Anytime. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Bring some of your teammates, come hang out. We'll talk trash like always.
Most definitely.
You're getting pretty good at talking trash. She didn't do it on air, and I'm glad she didn't do it on the air. But like when we're face to face or off camera, she talks plenty of trash. Her shot has gotten exponentially better, and she does that love and basketball thing really well, where she leaves it hanging in the air and get off my court. That's what Coach says. Get off my court, man. So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Your growth is beyond reproach, not only as an athlete, but definitely as a student, because it takes a real character kid to say that I don't want to make a C. and I'll settle for a B, but I'm not really happy with it.
Right.
So hey, thank you.
Thank
Again,
you for having me.
yeah, remember, get off the bench, get into the game.